The South San Gabriel River in Georgetown, looking east across Austin Avenue. Pretty devastating. It's a little bit after 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Looking wet on the South San Gabriel. Saturday morning, about 8:15.
This is normally a green field.
Welcome to American Christian or Christian American once again. If you please hit that subscribe button and the like button, it helps videos get out there and get out there to more people. This video is going to be talking about something that's been happening recently, the Texas floods. And I'm going to let another gentleman who did some comparisons talk about those comparisons before we go on to discussing things. So let's look at this video and then we'll get back.
You want to see the difference between real government and fake one? Let's talk about the floods in China and the floods in Texas. So recently in Guizhou, China, record-breaking rain flooded the region. But in 48 hours, 91,000 people evacuated, thousands of troops, firefighters, engineers, medics, militia, all on site. Boats, drones, mobile kitchens, shelters mobilized instantly. Only 6 people died. Because when disaster hits in China, the state moves as one. No red tapes, no excuse, just result. Now let's look at Texas. Same kind of rainfall, 100+ people died. No flood siren, no coordination, no help, at least in the beginning. The state deployed just 2,200 personnel. FEMA showed up late with forms and loans. That was it. I watched the interview. The Texas governor said, "We are overwhelmed." And the White House, "It's God's will." Are you kidding me? You literally have the budget to send ICE agents to raid neighborhoods, arrest hardworking people without paper. But you cannot send boats rescue your own citizens from drowning. And then guess who showed up? Mexicans, the Mexican rescue team. The Mexico came to help Texas. While ICE agents still out arresting Mexicans. And one thing I don't understand, where are the hell with all these so-called patriots? The Proud Boys, the Patriot Frown, those Texas nationalists who scream about independence and honor? Why those people don't show up? And those MAGA boats, those MAGA boat parade guys, you guys have boats. Where are you guys? You got the boat when it's time to show off, but you're just sitting at home watching TV? Maybe just too fat. You guys probably don't even do any donations. You know, all big talk. These guys are not patriots. They are cosplayers with the internet. So here's the thing. This flood was not just a natural disaster. It was a miracle. China sent troops. Mexico sent help. America sent excuses and blame to something else. And the loudest patriots, they were just too busy hiding behind the flag instead of help real people. Listen, I have articles on Substack with more context of this video, with data and everything. So if you guys interested in to read more with more context, please come to Substack. The link is in bio.
So once again, we have the greatest country in the world. Make America great again, too. And yet this country doesn't respond to people who are in trouble. This country cannot save people where China can, and the Mexicans come rushing to help us when we're busy arresting them and deporting them. Really. So welcome to America, folks. Is your egos hurt? Think about it. I'm not advocating a communist government, but what I am talking about is the fact that people who work together and that people who are well organized. We're not well organized in this country, and we don't work together. We don't consider people who look different than us to be valuable. We want a white America. I don't. And I know there's other white people out there who don't either. If this country becomes all white, I got to pack and leave because I can't take it. I don't want to sit around with all those attitudes. I want people who want to enjoy all people's presence. That doesn't mean that all other groups of people are all good people, but let's look at the whole human race as opposed to people who decide to do bad and not just pick out one particular group. All right? This country failed in helping people who were rushed away by floods. Now, I'm not saying that they would have saved them exactly like China did. We don't know the exact circumstances, but we do know this, that this country is spending more time cutting programs to give tax breaks to the rich, to starve for people, to take people's health care away because of hatred and power and greed. This country is not working together. Now, China hasn't done necessarily everything right. It's done, it tries to keep the communist government in power, but at least it's rescuing its citizens. And when Mexican people who we're supposed to look down upon all the time are coming to our rescue, isn't there something wrong with that picture? And yet how we treat people? When are we going to grow up, people? When are we going to stop letting these people indoctrinate us? When are people going to stop going to be white supremacists? When will we mature? When will we decide to be a human being, not a white human being, not a black human being, not an Asian human being, but a human being? When will we start to actually look towards what is right? When will we value other people's gifts and talents for being a human being and being creative? When will we start picking out people and saying they do this and they do that? When will we actually claim to be Christians instead of acting like white nationalist Christians who actually hurt people and use God as an excuse? When will this country mature and grow up? I've asked it before and again and again. When will we mature? When will we stop looking towards a person who, like Donald Trump, who degrades people, who talks like a child or a teenager who can't help but just pick on other people? When will we stop talking about somebody who he disagrees with or disagrees with him and he makes fun of them? When will we stop looking towards such a disgusting person? Now, again, I believe in praying for Donald Trump, and I believe in praying for other people who do harm because I want them to be with God as well. But I'm also going to stand in opposition to the kind of person that they are. Hopefully, they'll change. I don't have a lot of hope, but I know God can do those things. So while I pray for Donald Trump, I am not going to say anything less than he is an evil person right now. Being an evil person doesn't mean that you're going to stay that way. But at the present time, that's who Donald Trump is. That's who his goal is. Then we've got all kinds of other people, Elon Musk, all this greed and power, the 1% wanting more and more money while they don't care what happens to people. Let's not forget that this country didn't want universal health care because it wanted black people to die. All right, now maybe I haven't discussed that yet. I'm doing this, that may be coming up, but that's going to come up. This country doesn't want universal health care because it wants black people to die. And that evidence I've got some videos on that, and we'll talk about that some more. This country does harm. It will harm anybody in order for the elite to make power. Make America great again. When was it great in the first place? Oh, you mean when white people were in charge, white people were masters, white people could kill anybody they wanted to because they were less than human? Is that what America is great? Because that's what they really want, folks. When will America be great again? It can't be great again because it never has been great. It could be great, but in order to be great, America would have to take care of its citizens, all of its citizens. It would have to embrace differences. It would have to stop worrying about being a military bully and start being a person who cares. When will we mature and grow up, people? This country does not care about the average citizen. If you don't have money, prestige, and power, it doesn't care about you. Are there any politicians who care? Yes, there are. We need to start recognize those politicians, and we need to put them in power. We need to find people who are not in power who will treat people right and put them in power. That's what we need to do. Will we do that? I'm asking you, will we do that? Will you do that? Or will you also fold to be just like what too many people in this country have said, my vote won't make a difference, so it doesn't matter? Yes, it does. But guess who wins when you do that? The elite, the powerful, in control. They want you to feel disabled and not care, so they can do whatever they want to do, and so they win. When will you take your responsibility to take your chance to go out and vote? It may not win every time you go out and to vote, but it has no chance of winning if people who oppose these things don't get out there and vote. Now, voting may not be the only thing we can do, but it is something we can do. I'm doing it right here by being in this podcast. Maybe other things I can do, but this is one thing I can do, to talk about these things. When I was younger, I stood up for other things, and I'm trying to do the same thing. I don't have as much energy as I used to, but I have stood up in unions. I've been arrested in a union protest for nothing, for beating a drum. But I will stand up for what's right. I will not sit here and allow people, African American brothers and sisters and other people, to be discriminated against and hurt without me saying something. I will not. They're my family. They're people I care about. And I'm not against white people. I'm against white society. White people, well, we're not white, folks. I've said it before. This is white. Do I look like that? I hope not. I don't look like that. I am a brown-skinned man. I'm still Caucasian, yes, but I'm a brown-skinned man. All human beings are brown skin. Some are on the extremely light side, some are on the extremely dark side, and everywhere in between. Caucasians are actually brown-skinned people. They may not be dark brown-skinned people, but they are still brown-skinned people. Stop with this white, black, and all this other stuff. Start just saying we're human beings, because that's what we are. One race, one people. Until the next time on American Christian or Christian American.